Hey folks, this is Jake Davis bringing you another classic review today. Now, what does the word classic mean? Well, considering my previous classic review was for Open Season. Open Range was a good movie, but for the animated film Open Season by Sony Pictures, let's just say classic for the sake of this segment means old movie I've just now seen. So how about that? My subject for today is Eli Roth's Hostel, Part 2. What a horrible movie. I hope you know, I died a little watching this film. This is a sequel, of course, of Roth's 2006 box office hit Hostel, which is pretty much the exact same film, but now with girls. The movie, as I said, is directed by Eli Roth and stars Laura German, Heather Matarazzo, Bijou Phillips, Jay Hernandez, and Scream Queen Jordan Ladd. Even though the last two are in very small roles. This movie had, you know what it had going for it? Good-looking girls and lighting. Yeah, it had good lighting. I mean, really, if the best thing you could say about it had good cinematography, had good lighting. I could tell what I was supposed to look at the whole movie. That's weak. That's weak praise, man. Because there's a lot to bitch about. I could like rant all day about, well, hopefully not all day, about Eli Roth. I personally think that between Hostel, Cabin in the Woods, and Knock Knock, he's made three of the worst horror films ever made, and particularly in the case of The Green Inferno, he's made not only one of the worst horror films ever made, but a fair contender for one of the worst films ever of all time. I hate when I just all the time. I'm sorry about that. Do it again. So, fuck. What I hate about this movie particularly was that the gore, just like in the first one, it's overwrought with gore, and in Cabin Fever, I'm gonna try not to talk about his other movies in this one. His gore is laughable. It's funny when it's supposed to be shocking and grotesque. It's just awful. I mean, in this movie, there's three instances particularly. A woman comes downstairs, finds her boyfriend's with his head chopped off, sitting in the kitchen, hands still sitting on the kitchen table like he's, waiting for his fucking breakfast. And the cat licking at the stub. That was funny to me. That was just hysterical. That's like Mad Magazine or Family Guy kind of morbid humor. And then there was a scene where a woman chops a guy's dick off with like some bolt cutters. There's not one, not two, but three close-ups of mutilated male genitalia, and it was funny. It was supposed to be gross, cringy, make you physically uncomfortable, but I laughed. And finally, there's a scene where children play soccer with a severed head. Now, if you didn't hear that sentence and laugh, well, you're probably a better person than me. But that's funny. That's funny as hell to me. But this wasn't supposed to be a comedy. Eli Roth has awful characters. He could not direct a good performance out of Daniel Day-Lewis. This guy is just... Alan Smithy wanted to attach his name to an Eli Roth project. Ed Wood would watch this guy's movies and go, what a fucking hack. This guy is the worst filmmaker to ever say the word action, and of course Quentin Tarantino loves his movies. Go figure. He may make terrific movies, but he has shit taste in movies. Overall, of course, Hostel Part 2 is a turkey. I went into it fully expecting a turkey. But the thing is, with this classic review thing, see, I have hundreds of movies in my catalog and collection here. I've been collecting for like 15 years. DVDs, that is. A lot of these were part of, bulk buys. A lot of these were gifts from friends and family. And there's so many movies I own that I've never seen, so I actually owned Hostel. My wife bought it years ago. As part of, it's like with two or three other shitty horror movies on one, collection. And there's so many other movies that I need to see that I'm going to try to go through these classic things, because with my retro reviews, I've basically just been sticking to films I own, which I did have a retro review planned for this month, but I might have to do something else since turns out my copy of the movie is damaged, like the whole, there's like 45 minutes of the movie that's unwatchable. And it's really heartbreaking. I might have to buy a new copy and watch it. I'm sorry, The Matrix. I was going to do a 20th anniversary retro review of The Matrix, and literally, my copy of the film is unwatchable. It sucks. And that's really sucks, because I've gone through like 3 or 4 copies of that movie over the years. What the fuck, man? Damn. Why is The Matrix so easy to destroy as a home copy? For me, why do I got such bad luck with that movie? But, anyhow, yeah, try not to hurt my phone. Hostel Part 2 is the gratuitous yet putridly glorious piece of shit you expect this. Eli Roth makes horrible movies, but he doesn't make horrible movies that are fun to watch. He's not like Roger Corman or Ed Wood on that level. He's just bad. He's like Uwe Boll, kind of bad. I think he's one of the worst filmmakers of all time. And like I said, if you've never seen the film Green Inferno, don't. Chances are just watching that movie gave me some form of cancer. And, you'll outlive me for it. Anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Hope you guys don't watch Hostel Part 2, and if you have, you should contact a doctor and let them know. I'm Jake Davis, and I'll catch you on the fly.